Well, it is good to be back. Thanks for joining us on Payks and Mora's Fantasy Review. Payks?
It's round 11. It's taken a long time, but we're finally here. We've got it. We're done for another week. It's taken a month, but good to be here at the GB, Mora.
I'm happy. I'm refreshed. I'm feeling good, and I've got Slavic this week, so I'm looking forward to putting up another W.
Well, hopefully at the bottom end of the ladder, the Archies, more commonly known nowadays as For Sale, could up themselves from that last rung on the ladder playing Greg. Fingers are crossed, but let's just see what happens. His team's alright.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Can't wait for this week's action. I can't wait to get home and edit this and put it up on the wall and just improve the quality of what's been on the wall in the last little bit.
It's been a little bit of a problem with the lack of games, but we're back. Never mind.
Yeah, we did.
And I think, as you said before, we're refreshed. We're ready to go. Unfortunately, no special guest this week, but stay tuned for the next guest appearance on our show.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of controversy over the week here and, on the wall particularly, about the bye rounds. Payks?
I'm a fan. I think the bye round gives us an opportunity to put our best teams out there. Know that in all likelihood that you're going to have two guys play two games. Hopefully one guy scored 2 games of 130. Take that 130 through. But if
Dyson Heppel-style's got 122 in the first week and 122 in the second week.
Or Dyson Heppel-style. But if you're unlucky enough to have only one guy play one game, you hope it's a good score and off you go.
Josh Kennedy style. Josh Kennedy didn't play the first week, scored 133 in the second week, and I know that because they both played against me.
Well, sometimes you can't change those sorts of things. It's unfortunate, but I think the opportunity that we have in this league is great to experiment and to put forward ideas which AFL Dream Teamers don't have. Mara, what do you think about it?
No, I hear what you're saying, and I do like the uniqueness of our system, but I think it would be naive to think that we have the best system that we're currently operating under. I think there's always ways to improve. I think you're right, we can experiment. I think next year maybe we should try something else. Try maybe abridged squads, or maybe just a massive bench. Maybe try and...
Maybe it could be the aggregate across the 36 players on the team. That'd make everyone happy across a 3-week period. Who knows? Well, yeah, it could be.
Oh, not really, no.
But not everyone on the back, everyone on the outside. So if you have 34 players playing, you get 34 times however many games they play between.
And also those players that only play one game only count once.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the element of luck there. I think there is an element of luck as well as skill, but I think generally speaking, the better team will win.
Generally, the better team always wins, and that's what it should be.
Although it's consistency.
Although one other option which shouldn't go unseen or unheard, we could play the entire season in reverse, as some members of the league have offered and laughed at, and see what happens at the end of the year without knowing what happened at the start of the year.
That's about as ridiculous as Tull's 5 players per team suggestion.
It always comes back to that. Or we can play it in reverse. Greg, we love that idea.
I quite like the idea, because I'm actually quite a big fan of the average system. I don't see why we couldn't have every week be a double week where you play over 2 games.
So you only play 9 games in the
season? You
season?
only play 9 games, so first of all, each game becomes massively important. Second of all, it removes the element of luck in those games where Cameron O'Shea scores 111 against you.
That happened last week as well, didn't it?
Against me. This always happens against me. Those games where it just removes those outlier sort of games and it really rewards the best, the most
overall,
deep team.
Yeah, the overall consistency
basically,
of 18 players playing.
I think it would benefit my team, is basically what I'm saying.
And maybe mine as well, but I think any team with Jack Watson in it is always going to struggle.
Is he getting a game for you these days?
He'll play this week. New coach.
That's true. Well, the vultures have been circling around For Sale. Are you taking any notice of what the football world is saying about, maybe sack the coach?
I think, know, for the last 3 weeks it's sort of just been day by day, but we had a close result. There's been nothing to talk about really. We've been mid-game for 21 days now. No new trade offers since, which is probably a good thing. Had a pretty good score last week. Unfortunately, played one of the better teams, but soft draw coming up. We could get out of bog roll territory ASAP.
Well, best of luck. I hope that all turns out exactly that way for you. Anyway, we're going to move on a little bit, but there is one game that I particularly want to talk about that's coming up this week that I think we should touch on right now. Well, I know Morowitz versus Slavic is going to have a lot of tongues wagging over the week. There'll be a lot said about that between now and the start of the game week, but what a massive game we have coming up for us this weekend. It's second against fifth.
I think most of the newspaper articles will be written about this one, unfortunately not Slavic versus Mora.
No, it's all the talk will be about Elliot against Andrew Lifson.
It's a top 4 battle. The winner Schulberg could almost sign off the top 4 right now. It's getting that title there.
It is, just given the nature of how tight the teams are in terms of points and percentage. This match will definitely shape the top 4. I know you've had a bit of a look at Elliot's team.
Elliot's midfield. We've said it week after week whenever we've sort of spoken about his team, but his midfield. He's got last year's Brownlow medalist. Last year's Brownlow medalist to be Cooney, McLean, Joel Selwood. These guys have 100-point midfielders per game. Last year's Brownlow medalist to be, I obviously referred to Sam Mitchell, but Andrew's team is just as impressive through the middle. Players like Ryan Griffin, Chris Maston, Luke Bull, Jimmy Bartell counts as a forward, which is an absolute steal in Dream Team terms. Got a very Fremantle-centric forward line structure with Main, Walters and De Boer in there, obviously provided they all play, but very accurate forward line. With that forward line as well.
Anything kicked it behind this year?
Maybe not. I think Walters might have kicked one, but with that forward line, that attacking pressure, that tackle count that you get to the 4 points, they go up week after week,
almost as important as mark. You'd say the tackle, because every chance
it's worth more.
Well, you don't get the disposal with it, but if it's a decent tackle, like some of those players can put on, particularly Bartell, it leads to a +1, +3, or just
the ball turns into a +7.
Yeah, so
right.
7 because they often just get it and handball it. You hate when they do it. Dawson Simpson style.
Yeah.
If we learn anything from the weekend players, don't handball it. How simple is that? Dream Teamers have been telling you for years, and Dawson Simpson just hasn't heeded the warning.
He hasn't played enough games yet, this young Dawson.
Experience, it'll pick up.
How about you tip for this one?
Well, I'll be sticking my neck out because I can't really do it. I'm going with Liver.
I think it could come down to whoever has the most players playing against either one of the GWS or Melbourne. I don't know who that is at this stage, but it's going to be a high-scoring, close game.
It's a valid point. I forgot those 3 Freo players that I talked about. They're all playing down at Geelong, and I might actually change my tip. Am I allowed?
I think if one of us goes for Liffer and one of us goes for Schulberg, we cover our bases and cover our asses for next week. So I'll go Schulberg. You can take Liffer.
All right, I'm fine. No worries. Well, come on, Liffer.
The winner of that game will be on next week.
Get up, mate. Get up.
Well, that's about all we've got time for on this freezing cold Melbourne night outdoors at the Great Britain Hotel in Richmond. Thanks for having us here. It's a bit of a time to get on the drink. And hopefully we'll have a winner this week. Big guest coming up next week. One of the stars of this competition of the world, because he's near the bottom.